Bluff City Theater unveils its third season of professional theater in an intimate space. Who's the woman behind the column? The lady with all the answers. Based on the life and letters of Ann Landers, Bluff City Theater presents a witty and heartwarming play about the woman with 60 million readers.
Dear Ann Landers, I am a homemaker, age 30, have a good husband and 3 fine children. We are upper middle class folks who live in an upper middle class neighborhood and have upper middle class friends. When I'm in the house alone in the morning after the children go off to school and my husband leaves for work, I like to do my housework with no clothes on. Yes, you read correctly, with no clothes on. I pull the shades and draw the draperies. No one can possibly see me. Last week, I confided this to a friend, and she said I must be off my rocker, that there is something sick or immoral about a person who would walk about the house nude. I think somebody's got a geranium in her cranium. And it's not Lady Godiva, it's her friend. If you want to do your housework naked as a jaybird or in a raccoon coat, you go right ahead. It's nobody's business but yours. And judging from the letters you sent me after I ran this one, apparently a lot of you like to do your housework in the buff. Oh yes, don't look away. I know you're there, the one who learned the hard way you have to be very careful when ironing, au naturel. And where's the gal who told me she interrupted her naked dusting to let a girlfriend in and found the minister at the door instead? Come on, who popped the parson's peepers? Oh, that's all right. Your secret's safe with me. And 60 million readers. So show me, who's married? How many 10 years or more? 20? 30 years or more? 40, over 40 years? Oh, congratulations! Anyone out there over 50? 50? 50 years or more? Mazel tov! How many it just feels like 50? You know, honestly, in my 20 years as Ann Landers, this is the most difficult column I've ever tried to put together. In my 20 years as Ann Landers, this is the most difficult column I have ever tried to put. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22! Now we're rolling, okay! Building on the momentum, the fire of creativity blazing. My 20 years as Ann Landers, this is the most difficult column. Where did I hide the chocolates? Never were two sisters closer than Popo and I. But it's like that Schopenhauer parable about the 2 porcupines. We need to be close enough for warmth, but too close, and our quills draw blood. Dear. We're identical twins, you know, Popo and I. Born on the 4th of July. For years, we thought the parades and fireworks were just for us, Effie and Popo. Effie is my nickname for Esther Pauline, and Popo is Pauline Esther. She's a darling girl, and I love her dearly. I have always loved her. The wonderful thing about being a twin is you are never alone. The awful part of being a twin is you are never alone. You twins, you know. Mama always told us you loved your sister best because you were each born first, you know, by 17 minutes. And that's not the only time I was first. My Ann Landers column was a hit from coast to coast for 6 months before there even was a Dear Abby. And she's doing very well, but she just hates it when people get us confused. Oh, it was one thing when we were little Eppie and Coco Friedman, the cutest twins in town. Identical outfits, identical hairstyles, switching places in school, all that stuff twins do. We loved it then. But now, I take every opportunity in the column to tell mothers, do not dress your twins alike. Allow them to develop as individuals. Let them each be a whole egg. Those were some of the really fun times in our marriage. Just goes to show you money isn't everything. But hey, get a load of this. Jules gave it to me when he took over the Budget Rent-A-Car company. What, you didn't know my husband was Mr. Budget Rent-A-Car? Well, I don't put my personal life in the column. I'm Eppie Letterer. The column is Ann Landers. Budget was strictly mom and pop when Jules took it over, but he built it up into a worldwide corporation working the same ways with those pots and pans door to door. Literally, he personally sat down and closed the deal on every single Budget franchise. He had a label sewn into the lining, E.L., Eppie Letterer. I had that taken out and a new one put in. Jules' wife. All my fur coats. They all say Jules' wife. Hello? Jules, hello. It's very late, where are you? It's what, 5 hours earlier there? You figured right, I am working. That column, yes. I know it's a risk. No, I'm not going to run it by you first. This is between the readers and me. No, I'm not going to let Jules. No, Jules! No, listen to me. All right, this is what we'll do. I'll run it by Margot. If she approves of what I write, the column runs. Good. Listen, I bought some things and had them sent over to your apartment to get you set up. 3 dozen socks, the kind that stay up. And 2 dozen shirts, some new ties, and groceries, canned goods. Your prescriptions are all filled and in the medicine cabinet. You'll see when you get home. Back to your apartment. Jules, if I had to do it over again. Jules, I'm a fortunate woman. I had a great marriage for over 35 years. I've got a beautiful daughter, grandchildren. I've got great health. And I'm doing something that's useful and meaningful and productive. I've got a lot to be happy about. And I hope you're happy too. I really do. And now, I'm going to take a bath. Aloha to you too. Dear Ann Landers, this is to let you know that I took your crummy advice and it wrecked my whole life. I call this column, Ann Landers Go to Hell. You have made so much trouble for me, I considered a lawsuit. My cousin, who is an attorney, says I have no legal grounds, but I want to tell you, your stinky column almost cost me my marriage. I doubt you'll print this letter, but I feel better for having given you a piece of my mind. Oh, honey, sorry I took the last piece. So, there we are. It's lights, cameras, producers, guys in headsets. Cup there, me here, Miss Lovelace. Introductions made for the folks at home. Excuse me, Cup. I wonder if I could make a brief introductory statement. Would that be all right? Thank you. So now I'm looking directly into the camera. Many of you may be, as I was, ignorant as to exactly what the definition of deep throat is. Not to worry, let me explain it for you so you'll be able to fully appreciate the discussion we're about to have on the show. I hear but don't see one of the headset guys drop his clipboard. Deep throat is an expression describing a sex act depicted in this movie starring Miss Lovelace. In simple terms, when the male organ is fully aroused, one of the cameramen gives a little cough, the female partner then accommodates the male genitalia as the title suggests, orally, and in the case of Miss Lovelace, deeply down the throat. We flew for 33 hours from Chicago to Travis Air Force Base, then on to Honolulu, Wake Island, Guam, Manila. And finally, we landed outside Saigon on May 17th, 1967, the day my granddaughter Cricket was born. For 10 days, every day, I visited the field hospitals. Saigon, Kinnan, Cam Bay, 10, 12, 13 hours a day. I didn't care how long. I visited every single bed in every single ward. I took care to look my best for our boys. Oh, you can joke my hair is like a helmet, but this bouffant survived 2 weeks of the Vietnam War intact. I thought maybe it's been a while since some of these guys have smelled perfume. I gave them each a smile and took a hand and held it for a while and listened. And if there was no hand to hold, I still smiled, touched a forehead. Hello, Steve. Hi, Gary. Nice to meet you, Joe. Ann Landers for real? Yes, but call me Eppie. Wow, my mom reads you every day. Where does she live? Must be pretty there this time of year. Is there anyone you'd like me to call for you when I get back home? Yes, I'll really call, promise. Let me write down that number. What would you like me to tell them for you? How's that again? Yeah, Bella, that's perfume. Careful, I might be dangerous. Drop me a line, will you? I'd love to get letters. Tell me how you're doing. God bless. I kept my promise. I wasn't home half a day before I started to make those phone calls. Mothers, fathers, wives, children, girlfriends, best buddies, grandparents. Hello, is this Betty? This is Ann Landers calling. Norman? Mrs. Jackson. I was just over in Vietnam. Stanley's up on crutches, doing fine. Would you send Chuck a picture of the new cabin? The way Dave grinned when he talked about his dog. His Corvette. Sundays. That boy really loves you, kitten. I just know you'll be very happy together. Over 2,500 calls. I never put a word about it in the column. It didn't seem right. But I'll never, ever forget.